Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here going to be running out the rail. Obviously we have to make a decision at this point which rail we are going to choose to run out. And I think we're probably just going to run out the middle today, head on down to the smelter. So we will try to take that out and see what we can do with this. I think from here, turn around. We'll just kind of take a look at what we're going to do. We are going to do like a direct run down the hill. It's going to get steep, that's for sure. And then we're just going to deal with it. So if this is the point where we end up having to upgrade our locomotive or something like that, that's just what it's going to be. Run steep and fast down here. Not going to take the easy, or not easy way, but we are not going to take the light slope way. Just going to be steep grade and go for it. We'll start clearing all this stuff out of the way. We know we're going to need room here. Build in some options as we aren't, making any overall solid big plans for the railroad at this point. Just kind of taking it as we go. So we do know that we need these trees out here. No matter what, we'll end up doing some stuff here. Probably going to treat this one as a pass-through industry as well, so not going to stick a lot of holding here or anything like that. Never really seem to do it. It's like trains are coming through here on the move, I guess. A lot of trees down here. Nice thing is everything sticks up nice and easy on here. I have to say, get rid of some of these off the front of the building. Somewhere in here. Summit River Smelter. Yeah, that definitely doesn't belong there. We'll still take out a couple more of these. Alright, that should let us start doing a little bit of building, I would think. Let's see, because arguably could put switches. Such a debate how to do this one. Alright, I think we'll run out the docks and then see what we decide from there. Who knows? Right. And this one, I don't know if this will work or not, but we're just gonna try to do it like this. Not gonna work. Okay. So we'll have to see how we can make it do this. I got a good idea how it'll work, or at least it should. We'll see if it does. Link. Cool. Link. Cool. Link. Cool. There we go. Take that, that'll line that up easy enough. The sides are not going to be the same because this side's kicked out further. Okay, we know eventually we're probably going to come around this into here, so we have plenty of room that way, we will go like this. Do that there. And then this, we'll do it this way. That should work. And then we have 100,000 more trees that we have to get rid of. Not really. It's probably about a third of the ones on the map. Let's see, is that gonna work? I don't know. This one, it's always such a challenge as to where you're gonna bring it into the industry from. A lot of different options. I mean, you can bring it down on the slow steady and bring it all the way back around this way. You know, I've done it so many different ways into here that, you know, being undecided beforehand is kind of interesting because I don't really know how it's going to go. I just kind of want to work down the hill, which means I really want to attach to this side and then go up. But that doesn't really give you a lot of room to run off. Or you can really make the run a lot easier if you're out here and then you bring it back around somehow. Oh, we'll just have to see how we come down the hill. So we'll just build the loop in with a lot of options to hook into it, is what we'll do. And then we'll attach to wherever we end up attaching. And if we don't need stuff, we can always get rid of it, you know. It's kind of my plan generally with things. Alright, this is gonna have to be probably not 40. I have no idea actually. I don't think this one works on some like good preset. Let's just see where 37 puts us. Probably have to delete. Yeah, maybe not. That's actually not really horrible. Probably get away with coming out a little bit more. That is not horrible. We'll see if we can actually keep that on this side. How are we gonna do? Right. We could just turn around. What if we do something like this? And then just bring that one into there, and that would give us, if we want to attach anything somewhere else. Ooh, that doesn't look good. Nope, that's too far. That looks horrible. Oops. Let's get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that. Probably just auto snap this right to that, and don't even need to deal with it. Yeah, because it's not out wide enough. It would have to actually be out, but it should auto snap there. And well, it's not going to be perfect. That gives us the option to attach to, however. How bad does that look though? Ooh. Of course, it's not going to be. Yeah, that's not too bad. More trees to take out though. A lot of trees. But if we're going to keep pretty much clear cutting just about everything, just is what it is. Getting rid of more trees. Gone. Out of the track. Get rid of that one too. Sweet. Now we can attach there if we want to. And then this end of the loop, always a little bit of a pain. Especially when we don't know how we're going to attach. So what we'll do is we'll just do something like that, just in case we end up attaching two right there. That is a distinct possibility. And then this, I think. Yeah, how far different are we? have to stick a switch in on this side too. Probably, so let's do that first. And we'll go this way, I think. That'll cover it just in case. Now, however we want to attach, or however we end up attaching into the loop, we have plenty of options. When we come down the hill, maybe on this side wouldn't be horrible. It'd give us we'd be able to cross over the whole valley this way. I don't know. We'll just have to see how we come down the hill. Wow. Do have to say, I like the fact that all the trees are nice and actually easy to see. Instead of being hidden or little pebbles, rocks, twigs, stuff like that we have to cut down. That is one nice thing with Pine Valley. Everything, you know, is a full-size tree. And we still could put holding on the side here if we really felt like we needed to. Alright, now let's see what we get out of the angles or the curves. We will step that up to way more than one. Crank that over. It's probably going to be something like in here though. Ooh. Let's just see what happens. It's not horrible. If we do something like that, then we could probably just auto attach the last bit. How does that come out? Not horrible. I think we'll take that. It's a little tight at 35. We could just do drops in here, but this one is a lot like the sawmill to me. You just are flying through here all the time, grabbing stuff and hitting on the move. So it's like, I really don't want to have a lot of holding around in here and just want to be able to get in and out of here in multiple directions. It's kind of the thought there. Yeah, let's just get rid of them all at this point. Why not? Wheel. Alright, gone. Cool. Gone. There it is. Straight up racetrack. That's not horrible. We have options, 5 different ways in and out of here. I have a feeling we're only really going to end up using 2 of them. So the rest will probably go away. Need to work down the hill here. The sharper ledge there. So we probably want to come along there. Yeah, it's going to be a steep. It's going to be steep if we drive it straight down this way. I know 3%, obviously, we could run it out along here, but you end up having to come along here, wrapping around, or at least that's how I've done it in the past, and then coming down. But I think we're just going to go for the steep and direct. Then the thing is, do we go from this side or that side? Or could we do both? Is there a way to get a switch in here? I wonder if we could pull off. Yeah, how would we do it if we were straight here? Let's see. if we just turn around and went as blunt as possible with this and do something like this in here, is that anywhere near? And then we just go up the hill, see what we got. I don't know if Betsy will be able to get up that at all, or if we'll have to do something else. But let's go for it, you know? Why not? Raids be darned. We'll just go for it. See if we can get crazy. Alright, and then we're going to be going up the hill about as fast as can be. It's going to be an interesting ride down, and if we can't get Betsy back up the hill, then we'll just have to get a bigger loco. Let's see what kind of angles we get going on here before we commit too crazy, but we already kind of are. The game doesn't like it. There we go. Yeah, the game took it. Alright, that's not crazy horrible. This will be the one that gets a little interesting, I think. We may have to lay this one in because the game might not want to come back on it. Wait, it was green. No way. Yeah, see? So that's not gonna work. Really close though. So the path is probably in there. We're just gonna have to actually lay it down ourselves. Which, okay. Let's see what we can do. Out. Over. Alright, we need to move it more than whatever we're moving at. Let's go by tens. Alright, if we're somewhere in there, and then now let's see what the auto snap does. That's asking for a lot of bend, but maybe not too bad. That's actually not as bad. It's not so bad, probably. Who knew? If that works, we'll make it all nice and easy. It's still going to be a steep run. Betsy is not great for pulling up a hill. I mean, definitely pulling the iron and the ore and that stuff out of here is going to be difficult on a really steep run, but just getting Betsy up and out of here with cordwood could be near impossible. That is not horrible for our eyeballing it. I'll take it. Good enough. Now let's see if we can get up the hill. All we need is, too bad you can't just auto snap from here all the way up to the top of the hill. That would be nice. Never gonna happen. Alright, where do we feel like we need to be? We're trying to just auto snap. We should actually look behind us and see what we're looking at. It's only 1.8% grade. That's nowhere near steep enough to get us up this hill. I have a feeling we're going to have to be at least somewhere in that neighborhood to have any chance of getting up the hill. How does that track look? It looks like it's really in the dirt in a few places. Like I don't know if that'll work. The game says it'll work, so it probably works, but that is really down there. Wow, let's see. Some of that is really in the ground. Plus, this is going to be bottlenecked, I think. Probably are going to have to lay this from the top down, because I don't think... You see, that's 10%. We'll never make it up that with anything. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go back up to the top, and then we'll just start working our way down. It's going to be steep, going to be a monster. Just what it is. I know I've run down it before. I think we end up somewhere, should hopefully be somewhere, 6% or less. Which I know, like, 6% is a lot, but let's see what happens. Where are you going? Alright, let's see if we can keep it in groundwork 1. Is it going to let us? No, because it's already too high right there. So, we'll just go with groundwork 2 then. And then we'll probably end up switching to groundwork about as soon as possible. 7%. Look at it drop off right away. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright, go back, go down. So we can see what's happening. We know we're going down the hill. That's for sure. Alright, let's lay off the curve. And then see what we can get. See, somewhere out there, which is cool, but we gotta go. Yeah, the big question is, like, when do you just start with? When do you start with the bridge? I think we'll just go out to, like, here. And then we're just gonna run bridge work. This is just gonna be the downhill. Oops, we don't want that. We want bridge, and I think in order to keep it simple, we'll go with the steel bridge. Makes it a lot easier to get rid of stuff. I think 5% will get us there. Any chance? Highly doubt it, but... Can we go down? Oh, we could. We're not going to take out trees because who knows if that's going to stick. It's probably not going to stick. This 5.5 is probably not enough. How far away is it? Let's see. If we just went totally crazy. So if we just alright, whatever, we're gonna take a look at that just because we just straight auto snapped the thing all the way down the hill. Pretty much. If we can actually do that, that'd be the easiest track ever laid coming down here. So that alone would be worth, it's probably somewhere around 7%, and Betsy probably can't pull one flat car out of here. course, at that steepness, it's not even just about Betsy. Nothing, like we may need a monster locomotive to get anything out of here. Alright, we don't need to go too wide because this all may very well come out of here. Yo! A lot of trees cut down on today's journey. Oh. That one's gonna go. I know, even if we have to adjust this because it's way too steep, part of this is probably gonna stay in here. So something close to in here. We are turning left. Normally it'd be even going for this steep part. I'd be out here and then trying to come around this curve. This is much more direct with the auto snap. And probably just too steep, to be quite honest. Like I said, I don't even think, yeah, there's no way. Looking at that right there, there is no way. Betsy's not pulling anything up that. I don't think there's a chance Betsy's going to be able to get one car of that. Especially because for all of the grade, it looks like most of it is right there. I just think that's too steep. I don't even know if Betsy could run up that by itself. I suppose we can always certainly find out is it going to be the way to go, but I do not see that. You know, bringing the iron and ore out of there, you're talking about you need a beast of a locomotive to do it, which, you know, we definitely have some big monster locomotives now in the game, but they're way far up the tech tree, so at this early stage, probably not gonna do a lot of good. Okay, how do we want to do this? We would end up grabbing, no, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I just don't even know. I almost want to find out. Let's go see. Otherwise, wait a minute. We didn't grab it. Didn't grab it. I don't even think Betsy will get up that, like, empty. I think it'll go down it. Obviously, no problem. But I'd be shocked if it'll come up that steep of a hill. We'll go find out, though, before we turn around and throw it out. Otherwise, I think we'll just have to lengthen it out and probably not attach on this side, but attach on the other side, which is much more reasonable, probably, anyway. Alright, jumping around crazy because you got moved all the way across the map and don't like it. Alright, what do we got here? We have steam, we have heat. Alright, everything's good. Make sure that we back this up. Alright, crazy run. Probably never gonna work. We'll just see if we can even get up it empty before we even bother trying to pull anything else of it. Okay, it's actually going up it. Wow. Well, that in itself is amazing. Okay. Alright, well, we're just gonna go for it then. We'll keep that in there. Yeah. Why not? I can't believe that. I'm totally shocked that worked. Yeah, and it's actually going to run out of there. That's cool. Now, whether it's going to do it hauling anything or not, that's going to be a whole different animal, but we are moving along. Actually, what we can do is we can take that, and we can grab that. We should have flown. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. We gotta fly first. Alright, there we go. Now we got the loco. So that's cool. That line actually should function. I wonder what's gonna happen when we drop this and it's already moving. Ah, stops moving. That's cool. Wasn't sure if it'd turn around and just take back off at speed or not. But, so that's cool. We got that down there, which now lets us start moving along. Yet another product in the game. We're going to have to obviously get this moved out of the way, get some rolling stock sorted out. But I think we're going to call that one the smelter build and the start line down there. So with that one, we're going to call it a win and say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.